Hello, BHS, and welcome to episode 20 of BHS Today. I'm Michaela Kamas.
And I'm Wallace Burgess.
We're back from break.
And better than ever.
How was your break, Wallace? You seem pretty enthusiastic.
I am, and my break was okay. I wanted to go somewhere warm. That didn't really happen for me.
That would have been so nice, actually.
That would have been very nice. What'd you do?
I did absolutely nothing except make some pizza. It was good pizza.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Rolled that pizza
That's
dough.
all you did.
We now go to our field reporter, Aaron Meacham, for some student interviews, asking you guys about your vacations.
So what did you do over break?
Oh, I went skiing, and I went to New Hampshire, and that was pretty much it.
Thanks for the interview. Thanks for being cool like that.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I went to Washington, D.C. to visit George Washington University.
It's really cool.
I hung out with my kids. We did some snowboarding. We played some board games. We went to Jay Peak Water Park. And I did a lot of leathercraft and lesson planning.
Mainly I just practiced my guitar, practiced some Elvis songs.
I saw Deadpool. That was fun. And I also just kind of chilled out, I guess, and relaxed.
Well, my birthday was over break, so I had a lot of friends over. We ordered pizza, and then after we went bowling. And the rest of vacation, I was hanging out with friends or catching up on sleep and homework.
Nothing but TV.
I died.
Whoa. Then, who are you?
Everything.
Seems like pretty much everyone had more exciting breaks than us.
I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, making a pizza is a rush of a lifetime.
You know, I've never tried it.
You're missing out.
Yeah, well, speaking of missing out, did you see the Oscars this last week?
I did not.
Well, let me tell you, Leo finally won. He finally got it.
Oh, he
did
deserved it?
Yeah, you know, I agree with that. And if you're like my co-host and didn't watch, don't worry.
Brooke Hostley took the time to put together a recap of who won what, so you can see just how well Mad Max did.
Let's take a look.
You know, I'm sure it was amazing, but I feel like I didn't miss out on much. Did you actually watch it, Wallace?
You know, you actually missed a pretty amazing performance by my favorite singer, Lady Gaga.
Wow, Wallace, you don't seem like the type.
Little Monsters for Life.
All right, moving on.
Well, you almost made me forget about sports! Things are wrapping up in pretty much every sport, with girls basketball ending their season in the semifinals after a loss to the undefeated CVU girls team. Track and field sent their squad to New England, so congratulations to Alicia, Lena, Casey, Maddie, Sophie, August, Ismali, Exo, Owen, Theo, Danny, Kevin, Destine, and Paul for being chosen. Boys hockey finished the season after a loss to Harwood, and girls after a loss to U32, while Nordic placed second overall for girls and fourth for boys in the last meet of the season.
Enlightening.
But it's not over. Boys basketball is once again going to the championship at Patrick Gym to face our rivals Rice. This time is the number 1 seed. If you didn't get tickets in school yesterday, you may be out of luck. But if you did, then I will see you there. Blue and white out. Blue and white out.
So we haven't actually heard any politics from Sawyer 2.0.
Yeah, you know, you're right. But here he is with an update on the presidential race.
All right, so the 2016 presidential primary is underway, and it looks like Hillary is ahead right now. She has 609 pledged delegate votes, while Bernie Sanders only has 412. On the Republican side of things, Donald Trump leads with 316. Ted Cruz follows at 226, followed by Marco Rubio, John Kasich, and Ben Carson. I hope some of you were able to catch some of Donald Trump's finest moments from the most recent Republican debate. First, he dissed politicians for not going into enough detail about their policies.
Your politicians all talk, no action. I've been watching it all my life.
Although I don't remember Donald Trump going into detail about anything. Ever.
Here's what you didn't hear in that answer, and this is important, guys. This is an important thing. What is your plan? if you could talk a little bit more about your plan. I know you talked about
No,
the
we're going to
interstate.
have many different plans
Can you
because
give
there's
us
going to be
specific?
competition.
Said it again.
There's going to be competition.
And anytime anyone questioned Donald Trump, all he could do was repeat the same phrases over and over again, which is something he claims he doesn't do.
But now he's repeating himself.
No, I'm not repeating. No. I watched him repeat himself 5 times 4 weeks ago. And
I saw
want
you
to tell
repeat yourself 5
it
times
was a
5
meltdown.
seconds ago.
I watched him.
I
Let's talk
see him
about
repeat
your
himself
plan.
every night. It says 5 things. Everyone's dumb.
Senator
He's going to
Rubio.
make America great
Senator
again. We're going to
Rubio.
win.
Senator
He's
Rubio,
winning in the
please.
polls. And the
Please
lines
stop.
around the state.
And of course, Ted Cruz asked Donald Trump to solidify his stance on government-funded health care.
Donald, true or false, you said the government should pay for everyone's health care.
That's false.
Did you
No, I
say
did not.
if you want people to die on the streets, if you don't support socialized health care, you have no
Correct.
heart?
I will
Did you
not
say
let
you're a
people
liberal
die
on
on the
health
streets
care?
if I'm president. My plan is very simple. I will not, we're going to have private health care, but I will not allow people to die on the sidewalks and the streets of our country if I'm president. I'd be fine
So
with
does
it.
the government pay
I'm
for
not
everyone's
fine
health
with
care?
it. We are going to take
Yes
those
or no?
people and
Just
they're going
answer
to
the question.
Excuse me. We are going to take those people, and those people are going to be serviced by doctors and hospitals. We're going to make great deals on it, but we're not going to let them die in the street.
And of course, there was a lot of yelling.
I mean, first of all, this guy's a choke artist, and this guy's a liar. The biggest
What is
problem
it?
he
I'll
doesn't
give
know.
you 1 minute
The
of my
biggest
time to
problem
tell me
Well,
the
this is
streets
a
of the
critical
government doesn't
answer. He
support
should
health
answer
care.
if the government would pay
Gentlemen,
for it or
all
not.
of you have
refusing to answer that
Call
question.
it what you want.
What I learned most from this debate is that the Republican candidates are a weird species of creatures, that maybe we should just all vote for Bernie. Right?
I'm glad we figured out how to switch Sawyer out of coloring mode.
Yeah, it's refreshing. Speaking of refreshing, we had Hala and Balkisa present their refreshing poem in our studios.
And we decided to air it on our show, so here's their poem, Sorry.
It's okay, Wallace. I forgive you.
The poem is called Sorry.
Okay.
Let's watch.
Hi, my name is Hawa.
And I'm Balkisa.
And we're members of START. START stands for Students,
Taking,
Actions,
and
Risks
Together.
And we're going to recite a poem called Sorry that we wrote for the City Council members to express our frustration of them not being able to pass the smoking ban.
Dear future generation of Burlington, we're sorry.
Sorry we left you with our mess of Burlington.
We're sorry to say what's done is done.
I mean, we tried. We really tried to do something.
But our efforts were forgotten and this city became nothing.
I hope you can forgive us because like a marriage gone wrong,
We didn't know what we had until it was all gone.
for example, you may know it is just another piece of filth, but it once had been crystalline waters.
Believe it or not, these were the beaches we would leave for our sons and daughters.
But our cigarette butts flowed in and our chemicals destroyed.
What once was a deep blue water, but now you try to avoid.
Sorry. We're sorry that we cared more about those that did smoke.
And not for the 87% that said
No, because smoking is not a joke. But even these non-smokers had to suffer, don't you know?
From secondhand smoke, but that was a long time ago.
Actually, it wasn't, because it's still happening today.
Where your kids are born beautiful only to die young with nothing else to blame.
Sorry. And back then, future generation, people like Rachel, let me tell you, Rachel couldn't go to the beach.
Because her asthma combined with secondhand smoke made her too weak.
And here, now, you wonder why we didn't teach what we preached.
In fact, we try to restore it all. We really tried.
Only to hear the same excuses that our hands are tied.
Now let me tell you about people like Libby who couldn't go for a long run or chill without somebody behind her pulling up that cigarette still.
And my nephew, well, his soccer games were not so fun because I knew he would not live to see the one game where his team would have won. Sorry. You may know, future generation, that we decided to put up a survey.
I mean, it just took away time. We already know this public health issue isn't okay.
The evidence was clear from our previous government survey.
That secondhand smoke should not be around kids at play.
We already knew there was no safe level of secondhand smoke.
Now you may ask, why did we continue to waste the time of our citizens and folks?
I mean, how are these people supposed to get to these once beautiful places?
I'm talking about the children, the youth, the elders of all different races.
These people were the heroes, the ones who had to walk through that air.
Just to tell their future generation that they once gone there.
Just to tell you that they had gone to the fishing pier or used the picnic table there.
Just to tell you that they sat on the rock by the shoreline with a sunset view beyond compare.
But they can't tell you that.
Sadly, they can't. Not your mom, your dad, or even your aunt.
Sorry. It'd be too hard imagining and painfully recalling what used to be.
It would be too heart-wrenching to say that they didn't live and remain
the Oak Ledge, the North Beach, the waterfront. There are more such magical places that existed.
We used to swim in them as little kids with our parents who assisted.
We were always convinced that nothing would change.
But with time, everything became different. This city, it became strange.
It became a pile of trash swept by the wind and the memory of those before.
A blurry image, the thought of saving it was ignored.
Not a sound, not a scream for change filled what became this eerie city.
But instead, it was the cigarettes that made it so pretty.
Sorry. We're sorry that unlike all the other towns, Burlington, considered the healthiest, never went smoke-free.
And the parks, the beaches, never did you see.
For the ones that smoked, well, I'm sure half of them wanted to quit.
The smoking ban could have been the reason, but didn't give them a reason, not even a bit.
So we're sorry, future generation, that we didn't complete our mission.
We're sorry that we changed for the worst and not the best of conditions.
We're sorry that we put the harmful impact of a person's addiction ahead of another person's health.
We're sorry that we consumed ourselves not with rights, but with wealth.
We're sorry that you cry every night tears of sorrow.
We're sorry that our city did not change for a better tomorrow. Sorry.
That was indeed refreshing, Michaela, but I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. I'm Wallace Burgess.
And I'm Michaela Kamas. Thanks for watching BHS. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.